This video is for those who've purchased DSM2 compatible receivers from either China or eBay and have noticed that they do not come with any manuals or diagrams to show you how to correctly plug them in. And most people think that these receivers are defective or come dead on arrival, but in most cases it's actually because they plug the receiver in incorrectly and it burns out the receiver. So I've gotten a hold of a diagram that shows the correct pin layout and the correct channel layout for the receiver. And basically this receiver is an AR6100E Spektrum CLONE receiver. So it's very similar to Spektrum's AR6100E. This diagram also applies to the Orange RX DSM2 compatible receiver. But in this video I will be showing the bind procedure for the AR6110, which is this receiver right here. It is the AR6110B. And I will be binding that to an E-Flight DSM2 compatible transmitter. And basically this receiver, these are DSM2 compatible receivers, are compatible with any Spektrum, E-Flight, or ParkZone DSM2 or DSMX 2.4 GHz transmitters. So basically the only difference between this China clone receiver and the AR6100 by Spektrum is that the pins are basically opposite. The negative and the signal wire, the black and white wire, are opposite. So on the actual AR6100, the white wire would be on top and the black would be on bottom. But with this China receiver, the black is on top, white is on bottom, and as always, red positive would be in the center. So I will now show you using a 1-cell 3.7 volt 500 milliamp LiPo battery and with the actual receiver itself, how to bind the receiver to the transmitter. And once I do that, I will use the servo to show you that it is successfully bound and working. So I'll set this camera down, and what I'll do here is, what you need to do first is plug the bind cable into the bind/battery plug, which is the one closest to the bottom. It doesn't matter which way you plug the bind cable in, so it could be either this way or that way. It doesn't matter. So you can plug that in. As you can see, it's in the bottom plug. And then what you need to do is get your battery or whatever you're powering the receiver with. So make sure the black wire, the negative wire, plugs into the pin closest to you, which would be the top pin. And so once you plug that in, you should see a flashing orange light from the receiver. It should be flashing rapidly. And once that does that, it is ready to be bound to the transmitter. And with most transmitters, basically to bind it to the receiver, to start the binding procedure, you need to locate the trainer switch, which is usually on the left upper corner. It's the longest switch. It's a temporary switch, so when you flick it up, it automatically goes down. So what you want to do is hold that switch up and turn the transmitter on while still holding the switch. So I'll do that, and as you can see, the receiver should start blinking slowly, then the light will turn off, and then it should turn back on solid. Once it comes back on as a solid orange light, you can release the trainer switch, and then you can turn the transmitter off. And once you turn the transmitter off, you'll notice that it has a flashing red light on the receiver. Basically all that means is the receiver has lost the signal from the transmitter. And so that's fine. You can just unplug your battery and unplug the bind cable, because you only need that for the binding procedure. And once you do that, you can plug a servo or whatever you're going to test the receiver with. I'll plug it into the fourth plug, which would be the elevator plug. And now I will plug the battery into the bind/battery plug, which is the one closest to the bottom. And before you plug the battery in, turn your transmitter on. Once the transmitter's on, you can plug the battery in, and once the light goes solid orange, that means the receiver is bound to the transmitter. It's connected, and once that happens, you can now test the servo, and as you can see, that's down, that's up. Sorry for the camera, it refocuses automatically, but as you can see, so the light should stay orange at all times while the transmitter is connected to it. But as you can see, servo has full motion and works perfectly. And when I turn the transmitter off, the orange light will go off and the red light will start blinking again. So I hope this video helped those who are having trouble with this receiver or any other DSM2 clone receivers that are similar to this. I will be doing a range test in another video with my DX6i. I also will be doing a flight test with this receiver, and I hope this video helped you.